You might have heard that the 2024 Mazda 3 is fun to drive, but what about the inside? You have a choice of a 4-door sedan or a 5-door hatchback. Both have 2 engine options, and prices start at $24,170, excluding destination fees. Let's check out the Mazda 3 interior to see what else this sporty compact car is about. We've spent significant time in the latest gen Mazda 3, covering thousands of miles in over a year of testing, and we can confirm that it is a very comfortable place to be. You can easily spend all day in the well-bolstered front seats. They have a special way of cuddling you, especially in spirited driving. The 8-way power adjustable seat in higher trims is ideal for finding the perfect driving position for you. Rear seat legroom of 35.1 inches is on the lower end of the class, but it is still enough for average-sized adults to be reasonably comfortable. Up in front, the Mazda 3's standard 8.8-inch center screen is integrated in the top part of the dash in easy line of sight. For 2024, turbo models get a larger 10.25-inch screen as standard, and their Apple CarPlay and Android Auto integration is wireless. Instead of using a touchscreen for everything, the Mazda 3's infotainment system is operated primarily with a rotary knob and some buttons in the center console. If you're navigating through the car's native menus, then you'll use the knob. Inside Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, you can either use the knob or the touchscreen. It makes sense when you think about it, and it only took us about a day to get used to it and then actually appreciate it. When sitting down in the Mazda 3, your first thought might be, oh, is this a luxury car? It really looks and feels that nice. It's obvious from the moment that you touch the steering wheel. You know, the thing in the car that you touch all the time. To our hands, the Mazda 3 has the nicest feeling steering wheel in its class. All but base models have a leather-wrapped one, and we think that touch alone is worth the $520 difference between the S and S Select Sport trims. That small price difference also upgrades the cloth seat upholstery to leatherette. Hatchback models conveniently start at the S Select Sport trim. Another way you might mistake the Mazda 3 for a car wearing a luxury badge is in its choice of interior colors. This isn't just the usual palette of black, gray, or tan. The Mazda 3's cabin can pop with a beautiful red or white leather or a terracotta leatherette. Imagine being welcomed by that every time you open the door. In the Mazda 3's sedan trunk, you'll find 13.2 cubic feet of space, enough room to hold plenty of grocery bags. Standard 60/40 split folding rear seats allow for hauling longer items and larger loads. But if you value cargo space as much as you do design and performance, the Mazda 3 hatchback is the way to go. Our hatchback test car swallowed a whole vintage trunk after a glorious day of thrifting. With 20.1 cubic feet behind the rear seat and more than double that with the seats folded, who needs an SUV?